And we're live with the jive. I am your hostess with the mostest, the High Priestess Phoenix, your spiritual healer, teacher, shaman, seer, oracle, lightworker, starseed, earth angel, mystic, medium, psychic, witch, yogi, guru. Hold on a second. Evangelist. North American Sybil, messenger of God, child of God. What do you want me to do? Move it to the next one?
Yeah.
Sorry, she asked me to do something in the middle of my intro.
I just said I'll do it, and then you told me to come back.
Okay, never mind.
If you're gonna ask me to do something.
Oh. Do you feel the fire? Oh my gosh. Again, I have this thing that I think babies are easier than teenagers, because teenagers, they talk. I guess so do you too. I'm the messenger of God. I'm Lilith reincarnated. I am here on a Saturn day to push your limits. In order to keep up with me, you would have to catch what I posted in my community page, plus the video. Whoa, I don't know what's going on.
Sorry, that was my friend texting me.
Okay, I'm like, what? I thought she was sending me messages like she was bitching me out from the bathroom. You had to see the video I posted before. I didn't even actually get through it. I was telling people to fucking accept rejection and move the fuck on, is what we were talking about. And then, so it's Saturday. You guys need to be facing your shadows first thing in the morning, apparently. I'm trying to get on to a festival and have some fun with my life, but this is part of my job. I have to sink to the pits of hell with you guys and teach you how to, tell you what your healing focus should be on today. Okay, let's see. So basically, that's where we started with. We were talking about people's inability to accept rejection and move on. Does that resonate with you? Are you having difficulties moving on? It's so hard to say. Oh, come on, guys. You have to find a reason, even if it's a fairy tale reason. You have to find a reason. You have to believe in some shit. What's good to believe in? God's promises. Because those are for real. They won't fail you. They promise to everyone. Believing in some shit, some other shit, you might let yourself down. Then you have to pick yourself up off the ground again. But God doesn't let you down, bro. Easiest way to say it. Honestly, root yourself in God and what He says. And then you can't get lied to. Alright, so, I don't know what day it was. A couple days ago. Could have been yesterday. We had talked about, in my Sabbath book, we talked about the energy that's coming. So it said that on Friday we had the Venus-Neptune conjunction, and then by Sunday we would be in some more energy, and we were ultimately building up to a full moon in Scorpio. Okay? So we are going through the building process of this, the building blocks. We're building up to facing this bad guy. Everything is pushing us to face this bad guy. For me, it's an actual person. So if I see this person, then I'll let you know about how it went. It's not really a bad guy to me. But the situation calls for us to, overcome our bad behaviors when we come together. All right, so let's talk about Scorpio and what bad behaviors that brings out in you. Now, again, we went from a new moon of just being empty and fresh, and now we're building up to our next big challenge, which is sexual alchemy. I told you that in the last couple of videos that we've been dealing with sexual healing. I didn't fully understand why, but it's always a fucking highlight in my life, till I found out that we were having a full moon. So every day that moon gets brighter and brighter. It shines more light on this area of our life. I don't know what Scorpio is in your houses, how that fucking works. But if we take the energy that we're currently looking on right now, and apparently this is just how it works. This is always that moon, apparently. Well, I guess not. I'd have to look at the moon cycles. Because do we always have the full moon of Scorpio in this month? Is it always the death, transformation, and rebirth always happens in May? I don't know. I'd have to look back at my old one. And I just threw that book away. I swear I did. I was like, I don't need last year's book. I guess I did. Anyways, going back to it, so we're going to visit this every time this fucking moon comes up, and we're going to overcome it, or it's going to overcome us. You know what I mean? Ultimately. So then when we go into Scorpio season, we're dealing with, this energy. Okay? So you have your Lilith, which is your feelings, your dark feelings. No Lilith, your black moon Lilith is your shadow side of how you feel about all this. Right? Your Lilith is your shadow, your dark side about this, your dark feelings about shit. Know that. Alright? So we went from Libra. It was the full moon in Libra. Right? That was our last full moon. Yes or not? See or no? We're going through the alchemical process of this. We're on the track. Alright, so, sexual alchemy. Oh God, number 17. It is him. It's you. The Oracle is calling for you to transform and heal your deepest shadow. Dark energy from childhood or ancestral traumas can project into your reality, holding you back from your true, authentic self. It can feel like an arduous process, like a dark night of the soul. But on the other end of this journey is self-empowerment. That's where we've been looking at, is our sexual prowess. Our intimate relationships. Black Moon Lilith in Scorpio is both challenging and rewarding when integrated. Symbolized by the scorpion, Scorpio is a fixed water sign, which represents the depth of your emotions. Okay? We have a full moon, that's your emotions. And now we have Scorpio, the depths of your full emotions. These are your secrets, crisis, the occult, and sexual power all live under Scorpio. Mars, the god of war, and Pluto. Now, there's this conjunction that's happening that I read about. Fuck, they just keep... It's like, dude... Okay, it's still here at the altar. It was really recent, I read it. Like, it's still here. Now, can I find the page? No, we're not in Litha. We're in Beltane. Thank you. Thank you. Please stay on track. Please. I don't want to jump all over the place. This tells about the rituals and stuff that I'm going to go celebrate. I posted it in there. I was being obnoxious and say, come on, stalkers. It says all weirdos. Nobody's weirder than you. In the essence of, come be part of something that you can sit and watch from outside. We're not a fucking fish tank. Come get your feet wet. All right, let's see. May 1st, astrologically, the sun reaches 15 degrees of Taurus, which will occur on May 15th, blah, blah, blah. Something changing rhythms. Hold on. Celebrating. Give me a second. I'm trying to find this. All right, on May 2nd, we experience another Venus-Neptune conjunction. Okay, Pluto retrograde. Listen. Pluto retrograde happens on May 4th. Now, here's what you got to understand is Scorpio... Where is the Pluto conjunction to Scorpio? It's not in this card. They don't speak of such thing. Alright, let's get to Pluto real quick. Let me just pull it out of here. Give me a second. Lilith, Pisces, Sagittarius. Where's the planets? Uranus. Up your ass, bro. Pluto. Here it goes. Pluto is a planetary ruler of the fixed water sign of Scorpio. Scorpio rules alchemy, death, sex, rebirth, psychology, the occult, secrets, and transformation. While this maleficent planet can be difficult, there's much to gain when Pluto is integrated. Yeah. I wear all of them, but you're welcome to wear them, but they need to be with a short skirt if you're going to wear them. Because it's hot as fuck outside. And all that black, you're attracting fucking... It's supposed to be flowery. But go for it. I told her, I was like, you can wear all black. She saw that, I was like, it's LGBTQ and everybody. All weirdos invited. She's like, I'll go. Cool. Come on, weirdo. Anyway, so listen to this. Today, is it today? Tomorrow? Tomorrow. But it's today, wherever you are on the planet. Just accept it today, dude. Quit living in the past or present, future. This will last all the way through the summer, bro, until October 13th. This provides unique and powerful energy that can be profound impact on your subconscious emotions. Be prepared for an emotional this time. It may bring up unresolved issues of the past and force us to confront them head on. This can be challenging, but ultimately liberating, as it allows us to release old patterns, confront fears, and transform with self-discovery. This is the dark night of the soul, people. This is not a drill. It is a red light special. You really need to heal this. This is really a hard one, dude. As the Lilith and all this sexual fucking, you know what I mean? What is it? Your sacral. You find love through sex, bro, but that's not what it is that you're finding. You're finding STDs and codependencies. I'm sorry. Bobby gave me an STD. True story. First guy I ever slept with outside of my husband gave me an STD. Not that my husband's didn't it, but it was tragic. True story. This time? No, this was way back. It was a real story. It was tragic. Anyways, I mean, not a non-curable one, thank goodness, but he kept going, so he might have one that's not very curable. I'm just saying, sorry, it's your truth, and I just happen to be part of it. Alright, listen, the next major cosmic event. So Pluto is all about Scorpio, right? So this retrograde in Scorpio, so that means, listen. Listen, Linda, listen, this is tragic. This is chaos in a bottle. This is such the biggest, worst. This is big, bro. Do you see how both of those trees are pulling both two different directions? Pluto retrograde, meaning this energy pulls away from you, but the lunar, listen, the cosmic event is the lunar celebrations, the first expected emotions to run high when truth's coming to the surface in the full moon of Scorpio. It pulls and pushes at the same fucking time, bro. It's hot and cold at the same time, bro. Meaning what? It's like, if you understand that Scorpio is being pulled by Pluto and Mars, right? What is Pluto all about? Endings and regenerations. And Mars is about all that. It's like you don't even know what you're made up of and what's pulling you and which directions they're pulling you. Now this is just for, imagine being an actual Scorpio during this time. This is a hard time to be a Scorpio. And that's what I was like, this is the perfect moon to lose my virginity under. This is the recipe for greatness. This is greatness. This is the perfect moon. Sexual alchemy. Yes, we can make a baby. We can make magic, dude. We can make all kinds of great shit under this one. Are you ready? I know he has shadows to deal with. And we talked about that this morning. Oscar, did you catch my video this morning? You have baby making issues. You're not making babies. You have no practice at making babies. Why? You never even considered it. It's your biggest fear. Which, I mean, mine, they're great. And she's over here fucking dominizing me. She just needs a man in her life, is what everyone says around here. She has daddy issues. Don't we all? How about your dad? Let's not. I know, right? Like, oh, man. I don't want to talk about all this. Anyway, so this is dangerous times. These are dangerous times. Meaning what? You're going to learn some hard lessons. How are you going to break an old pattern? After probably repeating it. A backslider comes back. You know what I mean? Why do we fall? So we can learn how to rise. Why did I do that? So you could learn not to do that again. You haven't learned. It's going to be a very difficult time. This is scary, bro. I'm scared. Are you scared? I'm scared. Full moon in Scorpio on May 12th. Scorpio is a water sign and is known for its deep emotional intensity and passion. Combined with illuminating power of the full moon, the energy becomes more potent. In classic times, Scorpio is ruled by Mars. However, in contemporary astrology, it is ruled by Pluto, making this moon a particularly intense occurrence in the planets retrograde. Use this lunar phase to delve deep into your subconscious mind and confront any buried emotions and unresolved issues. Journaling and meditating to explore your innermost thoughts and feelings can help release any emotional baggage that no longer serves you. That's what I do here, is I do talk therapy. I mean, you can go and do it with someone and pay for that, or you can just start writing down all your thoughts and start reading them. Or you could just start talking to yourself on a camera like I do. You know what I mean? You just need to talk, you need to let your thoughts out, your innermost thoughts. You don't know what they are because you still have surface level. You're still thinking about lunch. Me too. Since Scorpio is a water sign and the moon is deeply connected to water, consider connecting with the element by taking a bath in essential oils aligned with Scorpio, like myrrh. And that's what I told you today. I ain't taking a bath in it, but I'm a fire witch, so I'm burning the shit out of that shit. But I started burning it for Christ last month. patchouli, and vanilla. Scorpio is also known for its deep, sensual energy, which will resonate in the post-Beltane fertility celebrations. Right? Somebody call 911. I have a burning in my loins. And then that's a fire crotch. Again, okay, so, sorry. Everything's so, I know what's going on. I'm trying to find words to put it into your understanding. Alright, so let's go back to the card instead of the book. Alright, so, oh, it did say Pluto in here. I didn't get that far. Alright, secrets, crisis, occult, sexual power, all live under Scorpio. Mars, the god of war, that means he's always at fire. And Pluto, the lord of the underworld. Do you see why I would be driven to this man? Do you understand what he's made up of? He's made up of the stuff that I'm made up of. That could be your twin flame. I mean, not the best part of me. There's a lot of them. And that's it. As much as I'll bring this out in him, you know how hard and excited fucking Russ is going to be on going on this shit? Why? Because they share the same energy. They probably have the same placements. Doesn't mean they're the same. It's just they're made up of the same bullshit-ass energy, and we're all supposed to heal it. Are you guys catching this healing? Because they're not. They absolutely are not. That's what I told you earlier. Like, what makes them this? This is what makes them, you know, what are you attracted to? I mean, it's definitely not on the surface. It's his planetary DNA. It's his planetary DNA that I'm after. I told him he's so scared of my Wiccan ways. I should say wicked, but they're just Wiccan. I made a joke, something about, it was a sexual joke, and I was like, yeah, I'd love to give you up on Earth. I'd love to offer you up to the gods. And he got scared. He didn't know what that meant. He's terrified of me. And then there's Wolfman, who just studies shit like this in a book. It's like I've never really seen nobody really do. I do it in the daylight, dude. I'm going today. You want to come? Where you at? Can you be here by 1? I'm probably going to be late to the boat. I always am. I can start hours, then there's this nap or something. In the essence, no, dude. I embraced my freak flag. As we were approaching the Leo season. I'm all in the sun with this shit. Gemini, whatever. I'm feeling it. I'm all in the fire. Alright, going back to it. Anyways. Black Moon, Lilith, and Scorpio, you can experience sexual trauma, power struggles, and crisis, which can create suffering in the present. And that's what I told you. I can't be like that in the bedroom with him. Neither can he be like that with me. No! Calm down. We don't even know each other like that. Why do we do such things? It's programming. We feel comfortable in our sexuality to be such beasts. Not having any idea what this does to the other person on the other side. We have full understanding. Why? Because we are the King of Wands. I kept projecting and said it was him. This is all you. You're this dirty. No, that's me too. I had to tell I confessed my sins at the altar. I told you. I'm really out to just make you hurry up and come. It's like I want to see how fast I can go around this. I can't have these kind of patterns and intentions in the bedroom. This is so unhealthy. This is not competitive. This is not a competitive sport. Really? It's probably why I have no memories. Well, that and all the sexual trauma. What happened? I tried to become more powerful than my perpetrators. Ultimately, what was hurting me? The sexual abuse. So what I tried to do? I tried to take that abuse and use it to my use. Use that power against others. Not really. I'm not out raping no one, but I'll suck the life out of you. Is that a Lisa thing or a Lilith thing? I don't know. Where's the difference in either of these girls? And then there's me. How do you feel about it? I feel like I could do better. Thanks, Kobe. I needed that make a clap on that. I told you this was happening. Kanye brought it all to the surface. It's all coming to the surface. We're all talking about sexual healing and our dirty sexual habits and exploitations throughout our life. There are a lot of men that were raped by older women that are having to face the fact that they were not in control. Wait, you're a rapist. I mean, if I could tell you, if I look back and say I was fully in control, and I think it all came down to his submission. Am I gonna let her fucking fuck with me again? He must have known I was gonna do that. I didn't know I was gonna do it. When he came to my house, he must have known. He knew what I was gonna do with him. I didn't. I didn't even know who he was. This is a funny story. Oh man. I mean, don't get me wrong, I've cried lots about this. I'll cry about it maybe later. Not today. Anyways, and I acted all fucking, you know what I mean? Holy moly. What happened? I blew his mind. But the second he walked out the door, I totally forgot about it. And that was really sad. And I was like, why did you do that? You don't even know that dude. What did you just do that for? And blah, 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 blah. So anyways, he knew. So then we sit to meet to coffee. We sit down, we're gonna have coffee. We're gonna be friends. I've been working hard to be his friend, and we meet for coffee. And what comes out of my mouth? I want to sit on your lap and feel what it feels like to have your arms rubbing up and down my back. And he's sitting right across from me at a table, and I'm saying this to him. I said, we can't do that. You can't do that. I'm just thinking about it. He knew exactly what I wanted. And then you go back to, what? I just said to myself, I'm laughing. This is not funny. I'm so like a dirty girl. And then it's like, why did you like him so much? Because he wasn't pushy. Because he wasn't in control. He's very passive. He let me be me. In essence, he just surrenders and just sits there like, okay, I'm gonna just entertain this bitch. But he's always afraid of what comes next. I better stop this here. It's never a dull moment. It's always exciting and thrilling for him. It's me fighting a lot of freaking fears and shit. But he knows it's going to end up with a happy ending for him. Wait a minute. I'm not getting what I want out of this. I'm just, in a pattern here. And the essence is like... I can't just go into a pattern like that. I'm seeing this thing, it's like, I'm seeing other people, it's like you just have a pattern of how you handle intimacy. And that's what I said. Do you guys just like always rip your clothes off? Do you like always do this? Like, how does this happen? You have like this thing and stuff and it's all planned out and it's at a certain time, or like, how does this work? And it's always the same. And stuff like that. And it's like, anyways, going back to this, it's like, you experience sexual trauma, power struggle, or crisis, which can create suffering in the presence. My sexual trauma brings up power struggles in the bedroom. As a result, and I mean, does it have to do with Lisa, or is it just Lilith? Because Lilith had power struggles when it came to the bedroom. That's what was my whole flaw. Nobody raped Lilith. She just didn't want to submit. She wanted to be in control in the bedroom. Is there a problem with the woman being in control in the bedroom? Why, if the man can control every room, you know what I mean, every space, why can't she control this space? And is she in control, or she just... Because if a woman is control, and that's where it is, like going back to these, Tech 9 who said he was having sex with his teacher, and Drake who said he was having sex with his babysitter, and all of these things. It's like... Obviously, you were not in control, but was it a harmful situation? And that's the conversation that needs to be said when we talk about these statutory rape situations. There's shit that happens in people's bedrooms, you know what I mean? R. Kelly and shit. These girls didn't know any better, but felt comfortable to explore sexuality in such a way. Or if they didn't, you know what I mean? Some of them, they only felt shame after you shamed them for whatever was happening. They learned sexuality through him, and they learned very advanced sexuality because, you know what I mean, they explored it as in a group setting, obviously. But when we go back to those videos, you know what I mean, the girls before you told them that they were unhappy and that this wasn't a good thing, they lived in they lived in an isolated place of their mind, which every woman does when she's in a relationship. She stays in her mind in this relationship, as does a man. They have this isolated coldness in this relationship. You know, so the girls speak about this isolation where they would just sit in rooms. Meaning, had they wanted to go somewhere or do something, if they asked him, would he have allowed? And that's just their own submission. Nobody ever approached him and asked him for such things. Right? Was he possessive about them? Yeah, he loved them. And he showed that in all of his later on videos that he loved them. Not individually, but collectively. They loved each other. They were a sisterhood within this. And that goes back to polygamy and these, you know what I mean, Mormons and having multiple wives and stuff. And the multiple wives gave the wives a sisterhood. No, they didn't want to know that that woman was experiencing their man in such way. Most definitely not. But did it take away from how they were experiencing their husband? And that's the argument that they have. I think there's actually a show about it, you know, about these people and all of their wives and stuff. They build a family unit under it. You're like, how could you do that? They normalize it. They learn how to make this work. Just like you and me, they've never seen no shit like this before. And it does go against the norms. But they learn, in essence, they're not doing it because they're forced. They're doing it because they like, they're exploring something that they like. Okay? Now, you go back to the gods, right? You go back to Zeus. Zeus had many wives. He just was that man. Or he was just that god who spread many seeds. And that's really kind of, it's being played out here now where they have, you know, multiple women. They have, you know what I mean? They have their side chicks, their their wives, their girlfriends, their seductress. They have all of these things. And some women feel very comfortable in that role. And then there's the Hera. There's, you know what I mean? The queen that will not submit. They're just roles in time and place that people play. You know what I mean? But right now we're becoming aware of the games that we played and the effects that it has on others. Will Smith and Jada Pinkett having, you know what I mean, affairs in their house, just trying to keep face on TV that they were married, even though they were not honoring the promise of what a marriage is, the unity of a marriage. They told everyone they were dedicated to each other and to this promise, but they weren't honoring it within their household. They were having, you know what I mean, estranged sex and other partners and they call that an open relationship. But that's not, you know what I mean, they were lying because they were projecting that they had a, you know what I mean, a marriage. Now, in essence, what this did was they exposed their children to an unhealthy lifestyle too, which shows their children an unhealthy way of self-exploration and, you know what I mean, unhealthy sexual behaviors. Go back to me. My mom never had a man in the house. My children, these two, are 13 and 14 and have never seen me with a man. They saw when Bobby came over. That was the only time they ever saw me with a man. They have memories of their dad treating me badly. These are generational curses, bro. Like my sister's kids, she never got a man till she was nearly in her 40s, bro. She finally surrendered and has a man now. The damage was already done. Her daughters are independent single mothers themselves. Do you see how this keeps breaking and, you know what I mean, how this keeps happening and shit? And it all comes down to the intimacy. It all comes down to sex, bro. Sex. We believe that love is sex. It gets played out. I'm seeing it, you know, played out in manipulation in my marriage. You know, my ex-husband was like, if I didn't do this, I didn't love him. If I didn't do such demeaning things, I didn't love him. And then it was the, you know what I mean? It was always, it was threatened. It's like, you know, other girls would do this for me. She would do this for me. They would do this for me. Girls everywhere else do these type things. Meaning, putting me in a competitive place of where, you know, if I don't do this, I'm going to lose you. So I have to sink to such levels. Well, in essence, dude, how do I avoid all of this exploration? How about I just give you a quick blowjob and you leave me alone? So I'm a master. But that's not what happened when I saw Bobby. I didn't just, like I said, I didn't just go into pattern mode. It was more an exploration of these patterns that came out. And again, you demonize yourself for your behaviors. It's like, why did you act like such a fucking freak with him? Why you act like that with him? What the fuck was that? That's not you. And again, I didn't even know this part of me that comes out with him. And if it didn't come out with him, it wouldn't be explored at all. So it's not necessarily a bad thing. What it brings out are some bad behaviors because I'm hiding and I'm being sneaky and I'm being... What I'm doing is out of love, but what he's doing is putting me in a position of being, you know, dirty, disrespectful, dishonoring as a woman. But out of patterning, because I've already been there and there's no crucifixion to this, and this is obviously okay, it's normalized. You get away with this every time you go home to your wife. There's no... It doesn't matter. We can keep doing this. As you said, as long as I don't act crazy, we can do this for the rest of our lives, is what that message says. I didn't act crazy. You did. But I don't want to do this for the rest of my life like this. People limit you based on, you know what I mean? And you limit yourself. And you think that this sex is an exploration of love. It is for me. I love you enough to surrender and give you a part of me that I've never given to anyone. But what I'm getting back is not love. I'm getting sex. Or not. Actually, I haven't had any. But going back to it, it's like that's what you're doing. When you lay with a person, you're giving them a, you know, you're trying to love them. Or you're trying to control them. And I just showed you the two variations of what is going on inside of me. What goes on inside of you in the bedroom, bro? What turns on and turns off? Are you aware of what's being done to your body? Do you like it? Are you letting them do it to you? Why are you doing what you're doing to their body? Is it all about a final completion? Is this love? Is this power? Is this control? Is this patterning? 33:11 when I said that. My hands are in prayer. It's really hard to dig into. Because like my daughter, you know, like we didn't get a chance to explore it. We just jumped into it. I was the last to lose my virginity at 15. All the other girls had already had it. They had boyfriends and everything. They all had their first boyfriend in town. I didn't get a boyfriend. My first boyfriend was in California. He was a drug dealer from Mexico. It was a great story, but in essence, I lost my virginity to the man that I called my husband, and I had his 2 children. I left him and struggled to find myself again, only to repeat it 10 years later and give again myself to a man for, you know, and 2 children. So here I am, where I'll never do that again. And God's like, give it one more try. 3rd time's a charm. I'm like, yeah, this is real charming, but be clear about your intentions. I want to marry you and have your children. And that scares the shit out of them. He asked me, when we started talking in the beginning, what do you want out of this? I was like, I want what God promised me. A good husband. And to have children with him. Be happy. Travel. Make music. I was like, but I'm already married. I didn't see that as a problem at that time. I didn't see that. I didn't see what was standing in the way. I saw that he could be that guy. And I didn't happen to see any of those things in the way. I thought they were capable of moving this shit completely out of the way to be that. And that was me wanting them to be what I wanted them to be. That wasn't a future that any of them wanted. But the fact is that I saw it in you, and I never saw it before you. Like, that's the impressive part, is like you had someone believe in you that never believed before you. enough that I was willing to pick myself up and try again for you. For you. And you could say you weren't worth it, but I didn't care where you were. I know what you were capable of being, and I was willing to see it through. It's not a terrible thing, but I see potential. I don't see one-night stands. I see forevers. What do you guys see when you see a partner or a person? And again, like Marshall, I'd see that ever again. I gave up. When he came back 5 years later, I was like, holy shit. That's when I realized I had given up. You're the last person I slept with? I haven't had a boyfriend. I haven't talked to nobody in 5 years. Well, we're going in the 8th year. I'm not doing much better. But I have. It's a lot of rehabilitation, because if I wouldn't have started, I would have never gotten this far. And that's, you look at Marshall, he's trying. It's a lot, bro. To shut yourself down from all possibilities and then try to believe again, and then try to walk in that belief. That's what I teach you here. Again, my stories, the options were a priestess, a lesbian. Let's be honest. I miss sex. And that was really funny. When he came back, he's like, alright, we're going to try this differently. No personal interactions, no intimate. We're just going to be friends. And when he said it, that we weren't going to hook up for some reason, I started crying. I didn't even know I wanted him like that. And that's it. These are subconscious. These are your deepest desires that you don't admit to yourself, let alone anyone else. When did that happen? Scorpio season. Right around his birthday. When did I make the leap? Sagittarius season. When you're feeling adventurous. You gotta catch these energies, but this is a hard one. One more time. As a result, you may repress difficult events, leading to conflict and challenges. This can also affect your personal power, as you tend to give it away to others when you're not careful. We can see this manifest in the life of Johnny Depp, a natal black moon Lilith in Scorpio, who grew up with an abusive mother. You can alchemize this dark energy into light through shadow work, practicing boundaries and releasing the past. What does that mean? He had shadow relationships with his girlfriends. You guys denied everything that Amber said. He drove Amber craziness, bro. And then it costed her career. Was Amber crazy before that? Possibly. But that relationship set her off to where she took a dump on his... That's what happened. I'm not saying we're not capable of absolute craziness, bro, but don't push us. Who was she before the relationship? Go back to his other relationships. Is she the pattern or he's the pattern? He's how old? And how many relationships has he had that have failed? The women don't speak of him because they were tumultuous and they don't want to relive that shit. And they don't want to speak poorly of the man because obviously look what can happen. She married him. She loved him. She catered to him and whatever was happening in there. And they were both feeding off of each other's shadows until it became unfucking real. No matter how you look at it, when it was all said and done, they both had to accept the failure, even with the judge and everything. They had to keep reliving the pains, telling the stories, and move on. This is a person they thought they were gonna, their end game. And it fucked up both of their games. Why? So late in life. They had to learn. They were each other's karma. And then there's the beautiful story of, what's her name? Katie and, what's his name? From Scientology. I can't see his name. They won't give me his name. I can see his face, but they won't show me his name. That's messed up. Anyways, when she was a little girl, she dreamed about being with him. And then she married him and had kids with him, and he turned out to be a fucking freak. And it ruined her career. She never went back to acting. Her kids are estranged. Everything. You know what I mean? Like it was her dream that turned into a nightmare. The feminine side of this. This is your feminine work for your feelings. Heal your divine feminine sexual magnetism by releasing any shame you have around this primal side of yourself. Incorporating moments of self-pleasure, sex magic, and self-love can help you navigate it. And that's what I told you, we're supposed to be doing some sex magic. And it's really funny because, like, when God pulled this up, I told you he had given me a dildo, and I was, he's pushing it to explore this. You got to explore it by yourself. It's better to explore it by yourself before you explore it with someone else and just put yourself out there. And as we say, give your power away. Self-love can help you navigate this. I have to be very vulgar and very, very honest. My fear is penetration. Why? Because during self-exploration I realized that's what's the problem. So I had to start facing this. What is it? Pain. It's pain. Penetration causes pain. But somehow this is what I have to remember. And I think that's why I would black out. Because it was so painful. But I'm not sure, because I do have a faint memory of an orgasm where Bobby and I had sex in my car over at not any of these cars, over at Cherry Creek. And I have this faint memory of coming out of it and leaning up against the car, feeling all high, and it was the best experience. I just have this faint memory of sitting up against the car. So I know I've experienced an orgasm. And that in order to feel that way, I had to make it through sex, and sex had to have felt good. But through the exploration so far, penetration is not seeming to be a good feeling for me. I tried to tell Russ about this in the beginning, and he made a song called Nasty. He said, I like the sound of when the tip goes in. And that's my biggest fear. I turned it into a joke. What constitutes the tip, Russ? For you, everything. Meaning that's all it took to destroy all of this. He took some really painful words of mine and made it a fucking best-selling song that he continued to do for the rest of this relationship. As I sit here with tears running down my fucking face. So I have no memories of, all I can remember is him sticking the tip in. You can see why he's kind of a mean guy to me. It's like, how could you do that, bro? Why would you say that? But it did not stop there. He takes all of my words and uses them against me. To make fucking music, to make money. His love language is Cash App. He loves to give, or is Apple Pay. He loves to give his cash away. He says that to a woman that's never been taken care of. He knows exactly what he's doing. He's evil. But it doesn't matter, because no matter what he says, I need to overcome these things. Sticks and stones. So, you're gonna have to learn, you know what I mean? Like, people that have been through sexual trauma, they have to relearn how, by themselves, how to explore this again. Not just let somebody take advantage of their body again. They have to learn what are their boundaries and be able to tell this person, don't touch me there, don't do this, this makes me uncomfortable, I have bad feelings about this, this makes me scared. We don't talk about that shit. We just go in there and just, you know what I mean, turn off the lights and whatever you like. And that's not how it should ever be. Again, as Lilith, I did not do such things, but as Lisa, I was nothing more than a piece of meat. And I have to reassert my power and find my pleasure in something that is supposed to be pleasurable. It's not about how I love your body, but knowing that my body can be loved too, and not used and abused. Because that's all I want to do is love your body. But there's a part of me that takes a little bit of power and control in doing this, that's a little bit prideful, that I need to let go of. Be more in the heart and less in the mind about it. But at the same time, what about me? because it's not about just pleasing you as a fucking Eve. Do you hear all this story? It's called karma. Accept it with a grain of salt, bro. It's a terrible story of what's been done to me. But it's not, because I'm overcoming Lilith. So it goes back to last night. People casting magic on you. Are they getting away with it? Has to do with karma. Judas had to betray Jesus for all good things to come. Bad things have to happen for good things to happen. You have to go through the bad to get to the good, which is the dark to get to the light. Now this is my story, and you heard it. That story, if told properly to a fucking nation of sexually traumatized and abused people, can help them. These are the reasons that I must be famous and tell my stories. To help people, guys. The things that I learned is teach everyone that has a wicked heart about such things. I have a memory of being a very small child, 3, and a grown, dirty, filthy man puts me on top of a counter in a bathroom and is about to pull off my diaper. Even without the memory, it still affected my body at 42. And that's why I have really bad periods. And I'm very scared of men. I want to love a man, but in order to love him, I have to love his penis too. And they've been pretty bad to me. Not just the dick, but the man too. And I'm willing to face all this darkness because I believe what God says. I'm willing to hurt and keep hurting until it doesn't hurt no more because I believe what God says. That if I do this, I can have what I always wanted, which is a loving man and a happy family. I've been working at this for a long time. I wish I could make it go away and go faster, but it goes back since 3 years old. The behaviors didn't stop. I just stopped getting close to men. Did you notice? They have no power. We just give up ours. By not having boundaries, by not saying no, by not standing up for ourselves. That's all. There's a lot of people that have been sexually abused by all different types of people, and that was just one story. I have plenty of them all the way through life. And like I said, when that kind of lifestyle is your lifestyle, you go into 2 options. I will never touch a man again. I will be a lesbian. Or I will just be celibate for the rest of my life. The Priestess. And that's where I was. And that's where I stayed. Until I decided to start working on this. And as much as I want it, I still have all of that pain and suffering to work through. And it holds me back in all areas. It makes me do all kinds of crazy stuff towards men. But what is my real fear? That, and that's what I say, your only power is in your dick. The good thing is listening to all these videos how all these men have limp dicks. And that's what I said, that lady binded his dick. I don't even do that, bro. And I have every reason to do that. Alright, let's talk about your masculine shadow work. You have a deep sense of power, but it's important not to control others with it. Practice like breathing work, solitary meditation can help integrate any crisis you've experienced in your life. It is time to dive deep into your darkest shadow. Tap into your sexual power and magnetism to heal it. On page 17, which is his birthday. Scary. We act out in a pattern. It's a great pattern. We have, apparently, it's fun, but it's not. It's very unhealthy for both of us. It's unhealed. Unhealed. Do you see what it is? Karmic. Quit fucking around with him. This was a karmic relationship. All you guys do is have karmic ass sex. That's fucked up. Alright, move on. That's pretty much, I guess I really don't have much to tell you more than that. I confirmed it all the way around, bro. The energy's here, and that's what we're facing. And for how long? Oh, God. For some of you, till October 13th. The full moons will bring it up more. Anytime you're in any water energy is going to make it worse. Because it's a fixed sign of the water. So anytime we're in the water energies, and that's how we go. So right now we're in Earth. The next element is water. Gemini, right? No, Gemini is Earth. And water. Air. Yeah, because it's a part of communications. I don't know. I'm just telling you, Pisces is a water sign, so then during certain months, it's going to be worse for you guys, but ultimately that's your season. If I had to give you the syllabus, that's what you're going to be facing. And again, I've been facing it for years. It comes and goes, and I get tired of it. It comes and goes. It really does. But I've gotten closer, because if you look at the last full moon, I was like sexually charged before it, and then I got a period, which is typically how it's supposed to be. It's like you want it when you're ripe. So I'm doing the right healing. I'm on the patterns of it and stuff, but it's just breaking old patterns, and that's what this was all about. I don't want to pull any more cards. I got plenty of them, but I just gave you an hour of it, and I really dig deep into my healing to give you those stories. I didn't just tell you what happened. I saw the memory again. I had to go back in that memory and sit there as a little girl and see this memory again. Every time I tell you about a memory, I'm standing in front of it, showing it to you. It's painful. That hurt my stomach. Literally, right? What was he doing? And then it came down to the pain. It's like, where was my mom? It was a bar, bro. She was out in the bar. She took us to a bar. And he walked me to the bathroom and did it that quick. Seriously? Yeah, bro. Terrible. It wasn't the first bar story. It's just one of the youngest.
I wanted to cut these off.
No, you are not cutting off my fucking pantyhose. Okay, but that looks cool, but no. No TikTok, no. No, and no.
Okay.
And no. And no. Those are my, no.
That's why I asked if you still wear them.
Oh, no. Okay, but the answer is no.
Okay.
Okay, it looks cool, but no. Oh my God. I'm about to destroy my pantyhose. I mean, they're not cheap. I get ones that have designs and shit so I can... Just like that movie. Anyways, so that I can wear them more than once. Fuck. How can I tell you these? Because I had to face them, dude. I've already had to face them. They came out of my mouth in another video, bro. After it comes out, bro, you just own it, bro. And that's why talk therapy and writing it down is real. Get it out. That's what that old saying is. The truth shall set you free. You know, going back to it, it's like, how could you say such things? You know what I mean? It's the truth. And once you live in this truth, it becomes normalized. Going back to the relationships of, R. Kelly. R. Kelly had long-standing relationships with these women. They weren't flings. These women were committed to him, and he was committed to them. He may not have taken care of them in the best way. But if you think about him as a traveler, that's all it was. As long as they had a hotel and some food, some new kicks, that's all life was to him. So he treated them as well as he treated himself. He didn't treat them any better because he didn't have a better example of how to treat women. You know what I mean? But he swore he loved them. And they swore, to the submission of what was happening. And that's what they told you as they walked in and they learned. They learned and then they explored it and they found, I would hope, some kind of pleasure in it. But who's to say when I could tell you that I didn't? And how many of you are not actually having pleasurable sex? You're just having sex. Truthfully. This is a really hard conversation to be having, but the conversation is only going to get worse. Diddy's child's going to come up, and they're going to try to say that. They're going to try to turn this from sexual crimes, bro. That's the whole thing. What is his defense to change this from being sexual crimes? He's under the fire because of sexual crimes. They don't have much else on him. They're talking about the sexual acts that were being held there, that people were being coerced and being forced into doing it against their will. That they were given, you know what I mean? That they were manipulated. They're trying to say, you know what I mean? Like R. Kelly, they're trying to paint that picture that people didn't have a choice. And that he was drugging them. And that he was, you know what I mean, raping them. And that all of these people were involved on this. It was a free will choice. You either are part of this or not part of this. And that's what we talked about in the beginning. But now they're going to try to play, you know what I mean, victim perpetrator to this. Now, was he beating Cassie? We saw that. As a domestic violence survivor, and the woman that, you know, made it out off of the R. Kelly tapes, it's like, we have to save ourselves. It's a mental illness, just like a fucking drug addict. You can't get a domestic violence survivor out of a domestic violence relationship until they save themselves. It's not even about that. It's a psychological, you know what I mean, attachment to this person who you have submitted to, and you know no way of life outside of them. You know what I mean? And that goes back to, why do they keep coming back? Because they know no way of life outside of you. You guys have created this very sick pattern of life. You know what I mean? You can't break them free. How many of the parents tried to go break their girls free from R. Kelly just for them to run back to R. Kelly? They ran back to their abusers. It's more psychological than it is anything. And that's what it is like going back to these codependencies and these toxic relationships. You know you deserve better. You know this is no good for you. But you will not let it go. It is an actual addiction. You can provide them only so much help, but you have to stand back and let them learn this lesson. And many don't. There's parts of this world that people don't overcome. We want the best for them, but you must accept that some of this shit really takes people out. Even one of my stories happening to one life could take them out and turn them into a drug addict, a psycho, a sociopath, or to make them suicidal to where they give up on life because of what has been happened in their childhood, adolescence, adulthood. Right? And that's what I mean, is like, the things that make me stronger have literally killed people. People die from this. We can't expect people to be as strong as us. We have to understand. And it's, why aren't they as strong as us? It's a weak mentality. They don't have the mind power to overcome this. Drug addicts don't want to be drug addicts. They don't want to go rob their mom. They don't want to do this stuff. And the shame is even worse. They have to be taught a new pattern, but they have to be willing to accept this pattern. And it takes a long time, and that's anybody in their patterns. You guys are addicted to a certain way of life. It's going to take you a long time, just as it took me. You know what I mean? To be. But in my case, it's like when you have nothing to go back to, it is a pushing to go forward. And that's what we talked about earlier, is holding on to the past. You keep holding on to going backwards. But you also have nowhere to go forward because you're holding on to it. I have nothing back to. I have to go forward. There's no life behind me. There's plenty of new life ahead of me. As long as I don't do what I used to do. And that's where you understand the patterns. If I do this, you know what I mean? You catch yourself. And then you don't until after you've repeated a pattern. I said I wasn't going to do that no more, and I did it again. Damn it. It's like the swear jar. You keep swearing forever until you stop swearing. And then you still might swear. But it's just like, okay. Meaning everybody feels bad swearing. Only some people are going to actually try to stop. You know what I mean? Everybody knows smoking is bad. Most of you, you know, only some people are going to stop. The rest of them are going to hide behind vaping. I'm very honest about it. I'm not stopping. Why? Because I'm not. Because I choose to enjoy certain things of my life. I know this can kill me. Everything I do can kill me. God is killing me every day. I want to enjoy this. It's not hurting anyone but me. It's taking time off of my life. Well, I don't see that happening. I have 56 years of this, so I'm going to puff the magic dragon all the way until the end. It's really funny. My son called me yesterday. He said that Mary Jane went to Mexico. She bought him a carton of Lucky Strikes, and he thought about me. I was like, those are my cigarettes. I thought it was funny. I wonder how much he paid for them. Probably like $11. Why? Because it's duty-free in Mexico. I used to do it, too. Alright, so, anyways. Lots to talk about. Face it. Or it's just going to keep coming up. And you can only face one layer of it, and then that'll go to bed, and then you might have to face more and more layers of this, which is what? You might be facing a reel of every guy or girl you've ever slept with. This might go on for a very long time. I don't know what your body count is, but you need to start counting it and start looking back at it and start evaluating the freaking, if you had memories. I don't. You look for the patterns. You look for the weaknesses. I swear, Oscar looks like all the dudes I've always ever been attracted to. He looks like every dude. Like, physically? Yeah, bro, I told you. Did you see that video? I'm telling you, dark hair, fucking tattoos, fucking Latin descendant, dark skin. I swear to you, all of that, goatee, mustache, all of it, he fits the fucking thing. And then they shaved his head and made him even actually look like the guys from California. I was like, oh, hell. I didn't even realize I had a pattern until my oldest daughter pointed it out. And then you line up all these white guys, and they fit it too. Cut Russ's hair. Take off Marshall's hat. Put them all right there. They're all 50 shades of fucking this shit. I have a pattern. Look it, I do. Oh, come on. I heard it said worse. I'm going to say it better. I'm attracted to bad boys. Did you hear? I'm attracted to fuckboys. I mean, is Oscar not just like the rest of you fuckboys? Come on. If he does the work, then he can be a fuck man. I can fuck with that man. Not the same way. That's what we're trying to do, is not be that way. And that's it too. He has to learn too. He can't treat me like other women. We have to break our patterns. We have to do things differently this time. We have to surrender to what? God and His way. Hey. Again, I'm going to a block party to enjoy Beltane and all of that, so I'm not really in the shadows, but we'll come back later and revisit your shadows. I have all of my shadow cards here, along with the tarot, which we could visit your feelings and get all sick and sad with those. I think we should just stay in the dark side. Don't bring the tarot into this bullshit. That's what tarot's about, bro. Which would be what? Your 8 of Cups through as far as I could get, which is probably only till, like, well, we could probably finish them. 8 of Cups. What is 8 of Cups, everybody? That's where we pick up in our tarot, is you're going to be at the 8 of Cups energy. That's where we're at. You're in an 8 of Cups energy with your facing your Scorpio. Pluto, Neptune, Venus. Hut. Are you full of yourself? Yeah, I told you the whole universe is inside of you. You need to tap into that shit. We're trying to tap into this guy or girl on a Saturday night. You need to tap into yourself. There's a whole universe in there. Don't forget to bring Christ into the conversation. He brings a lot of compassion and understanding. He makes you get through it. All of that hatred and stuff, yeah, don't hate yourself. How long did Kanye hate himself for that memory? He just wanted it out. He just wanted the truth out. I don't care what people say. I'm tired of this. I know this has had effect on my life and my cousins, and I just want to talk about it. I don't care what you say. I just need to talk about this. His truth set him free. It may have set you on fire, but he put the fire out by putting it out. Meaning, you know, his biggest fear was what people will say. Fine, say what you will. He faced the fear. He's been carrying that since he was 14 years old, bro. He's older than me. In the back of his head, he's always had that memory. And obviously, it's a strong one if you put it in a song. He's always had that memory. Just like me, I have the memory of being 3 years old, being put up there. Did I always? No, they came back. They were hidden from me, even myself. So some of you don't even have the memories because you've hid them from yourself. Those are just subconscious ones. He's carried the fear of what people would say. the persecution of what he did. What did he do? He was just exploring, bro. And by 14, he realized what he was doing was wrong, and he said, we're not going to do this anymore. But by that time, it had already done the psychological damage that he carried until he was in his 40s. And with all this fucking me calling him a faggot, and all of this freaking, Diddy stuff coming up, and all of this, all the pressure of the outside world is pushing his inside world to the surface, which is his shadows. Are you gay? Bitch, I might be. I never thought about it. I might be. I really don't like these hoes. And when I was doing that, I felt good. Okay. Calm down. We can explore this. We can explore this. And that's what happens to girls like me that have been, you know what I mean? They really don't like dick. It don't feel good. I've yet to understand. I mean, I don't know. I have a memory that said it did, but I have a lifetime that says it doesn't. I still have to give myself a chance to explore this. But in the essence, like, it's better. No, I mean, talking about Kanye is like he believes he might be gay. It's better to explore it now. To stop living a lie. Stop trying to live up to being something you're not. But he's not sure. And that's it too, is people tell him, well, if you think like this, then you're gay. If you act like this, then you're gay. And you put all of those assumptions, then he's like, well, shit, I might be gay. According to everybody, what everybody else says, I'm gay. But maybe you're not. Maybe you just feel safe with men. Maybe you don't really like the male appendage. Or maybe you do. But that doesn't mean you don't have love for women. And that's where this exploration is coming into play that people do not want. They don't want us to explore. They want us to go back to the way things were, to be black and white. This is right, this is wrong. We're discovering for ourselves. We're not being told anymore. He was told that was wrong until he told himself that, you know what I mean, that it's okay. Nobody came and told him because he never told anyone else. Nobody told him it was okay, unless it was me that was telling him it's okay. And it is okay. Does Kanye West deserve any less love when you realize that he's gay, that he's attracted to men? It'll change his dynamics with some men, but does he deserve any less love? Or maybe he's going to get more love from men like him. Because realistically, I don't know a lot of women that support Kanye to begin with. He has a mentality. Like me. We have a mentality. But in the essence, it's like he's not going to not find, and you go back to it, whoever his mother was, and with whatever, fetishes she had, she enjoyed the idea of her husband being with another man. So then, unfortunately, Kanye's might be raised into this position where he normalized that he could have a boyfriend too, and still be married and have children. We don't know what he really saw in that house, and I said that this is showing something else was going on there. Then you go back to the Smiths. Willow and whatever his fucking face is, Jaden, saw things that aren't normalized in other houses to where they became normal, that they think this is right. Kanye thought it was alright because of what he saw. We learn how to be adult. We learn how to be human by our parents. We're just little versions of them until we take that off. Ew, Russ looks just like his mother. Oh, Jesus. Talk about a remake of his... Oh, God. Oh, God. Oh, God! And that's it. Marshall hated his mother only to realize that he's his mother, his daughter's his mother, that his family is his mother, that they were created not of her darkness but of her light, that she did have light in all of her darkness, and that she was suffering. But he loved his mother when she could show her light, and all of them did. And that's how it is with Marshall. It's like we love his light when he can show it. It's the most beautiful thing. But we've learned to accept his darkness and love it too. Deep. Again, I don't need a fucking card. And that's what he's like, if you put down the Yu-Gi-Oh cards, if you put down your marriage. I'm talking about changing our lives and shit. Again, it just brings out the worst. It does. This is unhealthy. You're bringing out... I have to man up on you because you're not being a man. This isn't cool, dude. Why do I have to tell you what it means to be a man? Why did you ask me that? Because it was so basic. Why did you make me feel stupid to answer this question? He asked me that as if I was stupid. You're fucking stupid. Fine, I'm gonna stand up for every side chick right now. He asked me, why would you ask me to leave my wife? What were you thinking? I don't know, Bobby. I was thinking like every woman that's playing side chick to some broken marriage, that we make you fucking happier than that bitch, and that you're probably gonna realize that one day and leave that bitch, and we can do this outside of the dark and be happy every day except for, not on special days. Is what every fucking side chick is thinking. We're not thinking we're on this side. We think we're in control. We think that bitch has no control and she's already lost you to us. And once you realize it, you're gonna come home. That's not your home. Because if not, why do you keep coming here? You're willing to risk everything for me? That means you love me more, is what we think. You want the truth? There's the truth. And that's why I have no respect for Hamburger Helper. She can't even help your hamburger. I get it. She gives you a happy home and shit, but I offered you the same shit. And obviously you ain't happy in that home, but you think that you gotta live there. Fuck that bitch just to be a good father. Exnay on the Upids Day. I don't think so. And then he tries to make me out to be a dumb person. Like I'm dumb for thinking that. Bitch, you're dumb. Why are you still here? Why are you still here? Why did you even call me after all these years? Aren't you married? Aren't you happily married? Don't you have a great life? No, bitch, you want some great pussy. Because your life sucks. You're willing to risk everything for great pussy. That's how easily you're fucking... You know what I mean? You're the same guy I was fucking years ago. And it worked. I said you were never going to have anything better than this. And here you come fucking trying to ruin your relationship for some more. Come on, then. Come on. I'll give you a ride. I don't give a shit. She don't give a shit. Fuck it. I'm over here exploring and shit. Fuck it. I'll fuck the shit out of you, fuckhead. Just kidding. It's not like you can make a baby. Ooh! Sorry, my masculinity came out. Don't play stupid with me. I'm playing stupid. See what happens. It's called karma. Hey, live your life and make it through it and probably leave your wife. Says the fucking Lilith. Oh, that was a good shit.